So you all remember this, right? End of Dark Dawn, the credits roll, oh, the game is over, but like, it's kind of weird, huh? And then at the end, we just see this thing, and it was like, the end? Haha, well, bet you're expecting a sequel now, huh? Wrong. You will never get a sequel for another decade or so. Way over a decade now. And, I can't have this. So I will now uncover the true meaning of the ending here, and if the recording, the audio sounds a bit weird, it's because it is, and I'm just rambling. I don't have a script. I just have a piece of paper where I wrote some incoherent thoughts on it, and now I will explain it in the worst way possible. So sit back, get some tea, some milk, whatever, and just be ready to have your brain enlightened. So, first problem here is this right here. You see this? Sunset, right? Also, Sol Sanctum, or like whatever it's left of Mount Aleph, but that's like the same place anyway, so who cares? If you paid attention in like geography, would they teach it in geography? Whatever. You know that we have 4 cardinal directions, and the sun is supposed to set in west, right? Like the sun rises here, and then does like this, and then sets in west, and north is like whatever. But here's the problem, right? So this is the bridge, like from the cavern, like the cavern was like here or something, and here you have like the Goma plateau. I don't know why I drew this. And if you pay attention to where it is on the map, that is like around here, and here is Sol Sanctum. So remember this triangle. So the characters are looking at Sol Sanctum, like this area, but also the sun is supposed to set here. Now I don't know about you guys, but usually when you're like drawing a map like this, it goes like this, right? You have north and west would be over here, and we know the west is over here because this entire area was called the Western Sea in the Lost Age, you know, Western Sea, because that's on the west side of the world. Now, you might say this is irrelevant, where it is flat, the day cycle doesn't have to make sense. Okay. Also, no one's saying it's a sunset, it could be a sunrise. That wouldn't make it much better. That would just mean this is east, and that is also not much better. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about this. I lied. I'm talking about this, okay? But that did bother me when I noticed that, so let's just get that out of the way immediately. So, we see this Psynergy vortex at the end, a huge one. So huge, you might even consider calling it a, oh my god, what is happening to my handwriting? Morning moon, pretend it says that. Now, why is it there? Well, the easy answer is, it's there because we needed a cliffhanger at the end, so that we could be like, oh my god, what's the meaning of this? What's gonna happen next? Surely they're gonna make a sequel to Dark Dawn where we get all the answers about the Tuaparang, the Dark Adepts, the Western Sea, where's Alex, and all the other characters we haven't seen yet. And also, when are we gonna fight Alex? It has been forever. I wanna kill his ass. Kick his ass. Sorry. Well, sure. You might say that. Now here's the thing. I don't like that answer. And if you know a thing or two about storytelling, there's this nice tool called foreshadowing, right? And what that does is that you get like clues in like dialogue, text, other stuff, something that's not like clear immediately, but the moment the event like occurs, you can go back to certain events and be like, oh, it was hinting at that the entire time, oh my god. So if the people at Camelot were smart, or at least wanted to give us some crumbs to feed on, they would have given us some hints as to what the sequel of Dark Dawn would have been, aside from, you know, answering our questions, but also what the answers to those questions might have been. And for this, you need to know about, well, the whole section at the Apollo Sanctum. Let's start there. So, Apollo Sanctum is around here, right? And Balance is here. Here was a tower, and we had this evil Eclipse shit going on. And the whole point was to fire the Apollo lens there, and the Eclipse, and we're all fine. Right? Day saved. However, we also know that certain people from Tuaparang were kinda interfering there. And then Alex showed up and kinda helped us a little bit and was like, yeah, I'll deal with them, I'm a bit different, now go and activate the lens, so on, blah blah blah. So, why was all of this happening? So, there was this dialogue where Alex basically reveals that there's some kind of like power struggle going on within the Tuaparang, saying that Blados and Chalice weren't quite loyal to the Emperor, to which I think Chalice then said, oh, so you're siding with the Emperor? And Alex is like, I'm just making sure that everything goes according to his plan, blah blah blah. So, what is weird about this, you might ask? What is weird about this? Well, what's weird about it is that for some reason they had to like trigger the eclipse, you know, have everything here covered in darkness, but then have us like gather the MacGuffins and go over to Apollo Sanctum and stop the eclipse. What's the point in that? Right? Like, what do you mean that was the plan of the Emperor? Like, why would you start an eclipse just to have us do like the work and stop it again? A couple of days ago I made a tweet where if you, after the game, right, like after you beat this stuff and then we end up in Balinsk. You can talk to the NPCs there, and like they have changed like visually, and they will reveal to you that they have gained light synergy. At least the ones that were originally human-born. Weird that there's this distinction going on, but whatever. What's important is they gained light synergy. Okay? Let me just do this. That's not how you spell Apollo? Actually, I have no idea how you spell Apollo. Now I confused myself. It's just one P. I'm dumb. You know, bam. Now we have light adepts. Okay, I really can't spell today. Yeah, so that's one thing. Here's the other thing. Before we were able to activate it, Alex also says, and that's contributing to the thing where he says you are not loyal to the Emperor, is that the lens first wasn't facing this way, but instead was facing around Soul Sanctum, like this, basically. And he said that the trajectory was near Soul Sanctum or the Tuaparang, I guess their ship or something, which either means that their actual nation is somewhere like around here, or it's like their mega ship, because it's like they're like a flying nation basically. But it would still mean that like their headquarters or something at the moment were close to Soul Sanctum. Why am I saying that? Because this is all a distraction. Yeah, it's a distraction, okay? That's all I'm gonna say, it's a distraction. Well, it's one a distraction and one like the other thing. So, let me just do this. So first of all, Eclipse, right? Darkness. So here's the thing, right? Goal, Emperor. Well, activate that. And this is like the main outcome. Like stopping the eclipse is one thing, but this is like the real outcome. Now here's the other thing. So we have GLaDOS, Chalice. Okay. Also Alex, I guess. He probably has some other motives as well. And other Tuaparang. However, those are dark adepts. That's what Alex also reveals. It's like, I got you now. So it's probably not every single dark adept that's like on their side now, but I guess some of them at least. Fire around Soul Sanctum, or Tuaparang. Isn't that a bit strange? So again, this implies that there's some kind of like struggle, conflict, whatever, because they have a different goal. But what is it? Is it about firing at Soul Sanctum, or is it about firing at Tuaparang? And I think it's about this. So why am I saying that? Because Mount Aleph and everything is on the ground. It's barely like, what is this? That's tiny, okay? That's nothing. Like the tower is like it's a tower. That's a tall building. You can fire this, especially from this distance. Now here, you probably want to fire something that's in the air, you know, like an airship that's like in the air, you know. So it's probably that. Why? Well, again, it's a clashing goal. Why is it a clashing goal? Because obviously those guys right here, they didn't want light adepts to, well, exist. Or like come back, I guess. Like they must have existed at some point, went extinct or something for unknown reasons. And for some reason, this guy is like, hey, I have this plan. It's a bit convoluted, but trust me, it will work. First of all, we have to start an eclipse, because there's no other way, trust me. And then we get like some guys to activate the Apollo lens, and boom, light adepts. Why is that so complicated? Like, if it was such a noble goal to bring back light adepts, why start the entire eclipse in the first place? Isn't that kind of like weird? Sure. So here's the thing where I go, like that's pure speculation. I mean, no, this is not. No, this is all. That's all actually real. Okay, here's the part where we go to speculation. So I think you cannot just fire the Apollo lens at like, you know, nothing and have it be a good outcome. I see it more like it's a powerful tool, right? Like simply just using it was like there was too much light that it could have killed you. That's why Vortexes basically sacrificed himself and fired the Apollo lens so that like we didn't have to do it, and like Sweta didn't have to die, you know, and it was just that strong of like light radiance, whatever. And the Lunar Tower or Eclipse Tower, whatever, was basically this force that was like emitting darkness everywhere, and it's like full of dark energy, dark synergy or whatever. So firing the lens at the tower, first of all, gave it a more precise target, and second, most of the like light beam is concentrated to the tower and basically filters the rest and just scatters some other remaining light around the area, so balanced, and that led to some of them becoming light adepts. So it's a less concentrated radiant power that would have killed someone. Instead, it's just less, but enough for them to gain a light synergy. Again, I don't have anything to really back this up with, but it seems plausible, at least to me. So that's why the eclipse was basically a necessary evil to happen, so we can get this as a result, okay? Yeah, we're going down this road, okay? There, we are doing this right now. Okay, so why did the Emperor want Light Adepts to come back? Well, maybe he's just a good guy, you know? Well, for this I don't have quite the explanation yet. Back in my tweet where I was mostly just mentioning Alex, because, well, he was the guy yapping the entire time. I think it's about bringing back some sort of elemental balance, because obviously with the restoration of alchemy we have like we have the 4 elements represented. Now we know that dark adepts exist, so we also need light adepts, so it's actually 6 elements. And that would lead to the balance, I guess. Yeah, because that's a good thing, right? Maybe that's a good thing. Let me just yay, this, because it's cool. We love that. Okay, this doesn't quite explain like is that a good thing? It's probably a good thing. But we don't know why, like, we're only finding about this now. Like, why didn't the wise one tell us about the light and dark elements before? Kind of weird, you know? Like, why are we getting this review now? Not quite sure. It's again possible that light adepts existed and they went like extinct for some reason. Like maybe it was some grave sin or something, and they just couldn't like make like keep their clan alive. Who knows? Why the dark adepts were hidden, or like Tuaparang altogether? Well, we kinda hear about them. Having existed as a nation, but then kind of vanished, and now they've come back with like airships and all that. So it could have been that the ancient times, and there was some other thing, you know, committed a grave sin and were punished for that. Basically banished by the wise one, or who knows, and that's why we didn't see them the entire time. But now, like, after the restoration of alchemy and the Gaia Falls not eating way out of the way, maybe they managed to then re-emerge and were like, surprise, bitch. And for some reason the Emperor had this plan to be like, okay, we're back, so we'll have this plan to bring the Light Adepts back, because I'm just that nice of a person, actually. It's a bit loosey-goosey right now, but who knows? Okay, I'm just rambling. I'm rambling for 25 minutes right now. Great. So, but I have one more thing. Okay, I have one more thing. So why were the Tuaparang apparently close to the Solar Sanctum, while the others were here at the Apollo Sanctum? Well, I think they wanted to go to Sol Sanctum, or I guess the surrounding area, and investigate something. Don't ask me what, but they wanted to investigate something, okay? And they failed, or triggered some mechanism or whatever, and that led to like a huge burst of synergy over here, and that then led to this. Why am I saying that? Because I have my own personal theory about what synergy vortex is. So we know that that they suck out like elemental energy, right? That's why it's called the synergy vortex. It's eating synergy. We also know that they appear in places where, like, I guess a lot of synergy has gone a bit haywire, or like seemingly random, I guess. What I think is that they manifest when in the surrounding area there is an overabundance of synergy. Like for example, in like the what were they called? The woods. It's not even a list because it's a tutorial area. The tutorial woods where we fight this plant. Was it also a thing? Like you get rid of some disturbance and the thing gets like smaller. Like maybe it's just huge for a moment and then it just got smaller. Like who knows? Like it took care of eating away some kind of overabundance of synergy, and then it's like, yeah, I'm done, and then it gets small again. That's what I think. I think it spawns when there's too much synergy in the area, like let's say like wild synergy, and it's basically what's the word I want to use? It's neutralizing? No. Well, it's balancing out the synergy levels. So, like according to my silly theory, this would mean that around this area there has been like some increasing levels of synergy for some reason, and because of that, this big thing appeared. And because we know that apparently the Tuaparang ship was like close to this area, I guess the direction anyway, that means they must have done something here. They just must have. There is no other way, okay? I will force you to believe this now. They did something. Oops, there's a lot of synergy, and then they pissed off, and then this thing appeared, and it was like, yeah, cool. Now we have a cliffhanger. Thank you so much. And that's why that thing is here. Okay. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Well, actually I do, but that would only make this more confusing, and I was really just rambling, and I don't think this was like super coherent, but maybe it was at least a bit coherent. What is the wise one's role? Well, I haven't quite figured that one out. But we know that he hasn't appeared when the eclipse happened and all that, so maybe he's just kind of like, well, you guys lit all the lighthouses, you restored alchemy, congratulations. I leave you all to your own devices. You can deal with all that shit yourselves. Good luck. I'm out of here. And then basically, like, well, you know, just doesn't care. Or it's just not something that's like urgent to stop or something. For some reason, I consider him to be a gatekeeper. Because, like, and I mean a gatekeeper regarding Psynergy. Because, obviously, he stopped us back in the Lost Age to light all the lighthouses. In the first Golden Sun, he told Isaac and Garrett to be like, well, it's bad if the lighthouses are lit, I need you to stop this. And then they don't. Then he's like, I'm gonna test you, if your will is strong enough, blah blah blah. And then we do light all the lighthouses and boom, Psynergy restored, wire the safe, hurrah. So, this could maybe explain why we haven't heard of the Dark and Light Adepts yet, because he's gatekeeping that information. He didn't tell us about it because maybe the Light Adepts went extinct and no one needs to know about that, because again, unleashing all that Psynergy is bad. Also, the Dark Adepts maybe were banished, that's why the Tuaparang kind of vanished from who knows what. And when they re-emerged, I mean, he didn't do anything, because again, we're on our own now, maybe. So it's like, whatever. Now, I do have another theory, but again, I don't have strong evidence for this. And by that I mean I have no evidence, I'm just saying that because I feel like saying it. Because I said he's the gatekeeper of Psynergy, so what if the Psynergy Vortex is actually something that comes from him? That's right. He summons these when there's too much Psynergy in the area to suck the Psynergy in there. It goes into the void, maybe to himself, who knows. It's going somewhere, and then pisses off. It's basically his indirect interference, and that's all you need to know. So this means, well, not this, but generally, I think the Psynergy Vortex is a neutral force. So it's not evil, but it's also not good. It's just kind of existing, but like doesn't really, well, directly do anything. I mean, it's not like it's attacking us or something. It's just when we get too close that it would suck our Psynergy out. But other than that, I mean, not much is happening unless it just happens to spawn in a, let's say, crowded area. That would probably not be good. But like, that's just kind of like a hurricane. Sometimes it's there and destroys your house, but it's like, but that's like a natural disaster. So this one is a neutral force that does its thing. without feeling, without consciousness. It just does the thing because that's all it can do. That's it. So yeah, maybe that's his invention again. So that would also mean that in a possible sequel, this guy has to reappear and we will have to, I don't know, confront him. Maybe the Tuaparang also want to confront him because, you know, they have been banished for generations and were like carrying the sins of their fathers or something. I don't know, could be. And being like, well, that was kind of shitty from you. Also, we know that Alex probably wants to confront the Wise One because of what happened at the end of the Lost Age. We know that Alex holds some kind of grudge, so it could lead to potential conflict there. And whatever that means, I don't know. I can again speculate, theorize, but I don't have like solid evidence that that's like the thing that will happen. But if I do find a crumb, then I will let you know. This has been, oh my god, cool video. Yeah, this is just a giant rambling session. So yeah, have fun thinking about the sequel, and if it ever happens, I will come back to this video and will be like, I told you so. In fact, Camelot themselves will watch this video and be like, shit, why didn't we think of this? Quick, write the script for the for the next game. So yeah, bye, I guess.